and I am here to just say hello, talk to you a little bit. Today I wanted to answer a few questions that pop up frequently asking about group piano teaching. My name is Dorla Aparicio. I am a group piano teacher, and I love talking with other teachers about teaching piano to groups. Today I want to answer a few questions that keep popping up. If you're new here, maybe some of the questions that you have will be answered today. And if you're watching this later, then you can go ahead and write in the comments, and I will try to definitely come back and answer your questions. So the first thing I wanted to do was show you that in the group, if you have a question, it's probably already been asked. Maybe it's not specific to what you're looking for, but a general idea where you can start. And so I'm going to see maybe if you can see right here in the group on your phone, you will see under all the little pictures of who's in the group, then there are little gray titles. It says units, watch party, photos. And if you scroll right there, if you scroll this way, you will see it says topics. Once you click on topics, all of the topics, let's see how I can make that work. All of the topics that we cover in the group are there, and you can just click it. And we've tried to organize everything. So one of the topics is beginning group teacher. There's several topics that people have asked questions, and so you can find it there in the group. Equipment, piano camps, blog posts, group methods, incentives, games, online games. So we tried to organize everything that has been posted in the group under these different topics for you to be able to find easily. Sometimes you ask a question and maybe you don't get an answer right away. So this is a way that you can go ahead and find what other people have asked about this topic, and you can probably get a lot of help from there, because this is such a big group. So there's so much wisdom coming in. And even if it's someone that has not commented before, if they see your question, they might come in and pop in and answer, and we can organize that also in the topics. So let's see. Ellie, hello, and Katya, hello. So glad to see you here today. If you have any questions specific to group piano, go ahead and add them there. Or if you have answers to whatever I am going to be talking about very quickly. I don't want to spend a lot of your time jabbering away. So the first question that seems to always be asked is how to begin piano lessons. There's not piano lessons, group piano lessons. There's so many ways to begin, and every teacher has a different story of how they got started. But some just transform their studio from private to group, from 1 month to another. There's several in this group that have done that. I would love it if you could comment on how you did that. There are some that go gradually and start with duets, then trios, then a group of 4, or only once a month, only once a year, once a semester, or, different combinations of that. That's one way you can start. Partner lessons, 20-20-20, all those are great ways to start. If you decide that's how you want to stay, that is okay also. But those are also good places to start, and maybe you like having more kids at the piano and you want to do it that way. Number 2, how do you manage the progress? Because even if you have students that are all 8-year-olds beginners, have never had piano before, and you start them in a group together, they're not all going to learn at the same rate, at the same speed. Some will just want to finish the book in a month. Others will be stuck on song number 4. So you will have all those different combinations. How do you manage that progress? Well, some group piano methods, keynotes is, Melanie, if you're listening, she's one of the ones that has a method where you can start them all at the same age, but then there's different challenges that they can do still learning the same song. So that's one great way to do it. Others do it the way I do with my piano pyramid. I have students that are ages 8 through 11 or 12. Doesn't matter what level they are. They can be beginners, they can be second year students. And I group them all together using my arrangements. There are others that start them with the Maren Cole method. And that's how I got started with Maren Cole. So it has a special place in my heart. And some people will just use your 8-year-olds doing that. And then if you have different groups, well, some will move at different rates. You can switch them to different groups. Okay? So there's an infinite way of doing this. Others have students of different ages. And they use headphones for the whole class. And this is how you can manage the progress, because everybody is doing something different. And they can use Piano Pronto or Alfred's. They can use Piano Adventures. So it all depends on how you want to, I guess, what your teaching style is, really. And try different ones. I have tried so many of them until I found a place that was comfortable for me and the way that I teach. So there's really no wrong way. Okay, as long as it works for your teaching. Number 3, which keyboards to use. And I talked about this, I think last week. And I showed you what keyboards I have. But really, go watch that, because there's so many different ways to do this. And you might think, well, Dorla, all of your answers are the same. Like, do it your own way. Yeah. You need to find your own path through this group piano teaching and see what works for you. Nothing is written in stone, and there's no group piano teaching police that's going to come say, you are doing wrong. Well, maybe they are, but don't listen to them. Find what works for you and your community. Number 4, how much to charge? Okay, this is a big question, because a lot of group piano teachers charge a percentage of what they charge for private. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different mindset that you have about how to charge for your lessons. I personally do not do that. My 30-minute private students, they're private with me for 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes with a lab where they work independently. So it comes out to an hour where they're here at the studio, not necessarily with me. That is one price. My group piano, where I have 4 to 6 students for 1 hour, is the same price also. So I do not give discounts for that. And there's also another mindset behind that, okay? So you need to really think about how you want to do this. Where do you want to, how do you, what do you value about your piano lessons? Are you more worried about what people are going to say, or do you bring enough value to your lessons that price is not an issue for those that come to your studio, because they know what they're going to get and what they're paying for? Different way to think about it. Oh, Beth, hello. I started with Maren Cole as well. She offered lots of good guidance for teachers just starting group lessons. Yes, I started with her, oh my goodness, over 20 years ago. So yes, for those getting started, there's videos and it's all free on the Free Piano Method. I think that's what it is, freepianomethod.com. It's free. If you want the bound books, you just order them and then you're going to have to pay. But if you're going to do it yourself, it's free. The videos, the resources, all the method books. So yeah. Ellie says, with paired lessons, I just use whatever method I'm using for individual lessons, but some with differentiation and one playing right hand, other left hand, etc. I use keynotes for larger groups. Excellent. Right there, you see there's different ways that you can get started and different methods that you can use. So don't be, I should say, scared to start because you don't know what to do. Be creative and see what works for you. And maybe these ideas that we're coming up with do not work for you, and you'll come up with your own unique one, and that is awesome. Share it with us. And that brings us to number 5. What method to use? And oh, my camera moved. That was weird. So, there. I think that's better. I think my elbows are moving too much. But what method to use? So, there's different methods. In the topics that I was showing you at the beginning, the topics right here in this group, there is at least, I don't know, between 5 and 10 different methods that are not exclusively for group piano. Some are, but teachers have commented on how they use the method and which method they are using. And so they don't have to be exclusively for group piano. So I invite you to explore those topics and the methods and what teachers have written about it, and get in contact with them and, ask them exactly how are you doing this. And Ellie, okay, I do charge less for group lessons as I want to be able to offer something to all budgets. You know the reason why you're doing this, exactly. No one should be unable to access music, but I stress it is not a budget option. I really believe in group lessons, and it is my preferred option for beginners. Excellent, Ellie. You know exactly why you're doing it, and this is how you are bringing value to your teaching and to spreading piano teaching in your area. So that's very valid reason. My point of the money part of it is that don't do it just because somebody else says this is the way to do it. You need to do it because you know why you need to do it. And that has to be your reason. And if later down the road your reason changes, not all of my group piano classes pay the same. My preschoolers pay almost half of what my regular group piano, ages 8 to 11, pay for. But my preschoolers, age 4 to 7, pay about half of that. And my reasoning for that is what we accomplish in class. And because I want to build a bigger group piano school base for my studio, I want to bring more of them at that age because I know that is the age where they have less to do in outdoor activity or after school activities, and so they are ready for getting ready to piano. So I want to bring them in at that age to get a taste of its like, and hopefully they'll say, oh yeah, I want to do this and continue. So we have all different reasons for doing that, so make sure you know what your reason is. Okay, I've talked enough. Let's see if anybody else has commented here. And even if you're watching this later and you comment, that would be awesome. I would love to hear your thoughts on these questions. Remember the topics that we have in the group that you can always also comment on because they'll show up. And so I want to end with the biggest benefit that I see in group piano teaching And I got this from from reading this book that I found yesterday. I posted about it. It's a book from 1965 and it's called Group Piano Teaching by Norman Maier. M-E-H-R, 1965. Amazing. And this is what he said. One of the benefits of group piano teaching is that it is a way to make music study more meaningful and a permanent influence in the lives of students. I love that. I love that because a lot of group piano teachers, we understand that our students are not looking for a festival, an exam, a competition, that sort of thing to work towards. Their families and their parents want them to learn music. They want them to learn to play an instrument. And doing that with other children is just one of the best ways to learn music in general. And by the way, we're also doing it as we learn to play the piano. So thank you so much for listening, for watching. Those of you that will come later, those of you that are right here, right now. I hope to be back with you next Friday and just talk a little bit about group piano teaching. My name is Dorla Aparicio. You can always find me here in the group, or you can send me a private message and we can talk about piano teaching. Bye-bye.